Hello, everybody. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I'm Andy Signor, and I'm doing a follow-up on Quibi because while I thought I was done, Jeffrey Katzenberg came out with a excuse as to why Quibi isn't doing well, and it didn't sit well with me. So here we are again talking about Quibi. I'm glad so many of you watched it, actually. My first report on it, which you haven't already seen, I will put a little iCard. I think, is it? No, it'll be up here. There it is. This corner. See, a little eye thing should have shown up. You can go watch the first report on Quibi. But I wanted to actually try Quibi, and I wanted to talk about Jeffrey Katzenberg, who made Quibi. Quibi! Stupid name. I want to talk about this because, look, I like, people seem to like, and I enjoy talking about stuff I know, and I know a little bit more about sort of paid apps and streaming services just because I've been a part of one. We made one way back in the day called Screen Junkies Plus. Leave a comment if you want me to make a video about that one. Maybe I will at some point. But I want to talk about Quibi just because he's blaming this lockdown, the Bud Light as we call it, because you can't use the other word because YouTube censors us. But the Bud Light is what we call the thing behind the lockdown we're currently under. He's blaming that for its failure. So let's take a look at what Jeffrey Katzenberg is saying in this profile in the New York Times. Jeffrey Katzenberg blames pandemic for Quibi's rough start. Downloads of the 1.8 billion. 1.8 billion is what they spent on this, guys. Short form streaming app meant for phones are paltry. I attribute everything that's gone wrong to the Bud Light. Everything. So let's set the tone here because Katzenberg's, and then I have the app here. We're gonna play with it. I got a camera. It should work. But before we do, let's get all the intel from Katzenberg directly. Okay, so deprived of a frenetic schedule that before Bud Light typically meant 3 breakfast meetings, 3 lunch meetings, and a working dinner. The veteran executive has filled his days with what he calls Zoomaroo, video conferences as he tries to rejigger Quibi, the streaming app he starts with. First off, I'm like, screw you. Boo-hoo. Oh, you can't get all your breakfast meetings in. Oh, it must be so tough to not have all your breakfast, lunch, and dinner meetings. Oh, what a life Katzenberg lives. He has to do them via Zoom and not leave his house. Oh, it's so rough for you. Oh, can you guys imagine the stress and the struggle of his Zoomaroo lifestyle right now? Oh, it must be so tough. It must be so tough for Jeffrey Katzenberg. Oh, how does he deal? Oh, God. Anyway, downloads have been anemic despite the lineup that includes producers and stars like J-Lo, LeBron James, Idris Elba, Spielberg, Chrissy Teigen. The service, which if you don't know, Quibi offers entertainment and news programs to 5 to 10 minute chunks designed to be watched on the go by people who are too busy to sit down and stream TV shows or movies. It came out of when millions of people were not going anywhere because of stay-at-home orders across the country. So now he's like, I attribute everything that's gone wrong to the Bud Light. Mr. Katzenberg said in a video, everything, but we own it. It fell out of the top 50 most downloaded free iPhone apps. Like, think of that. We are all stuck here on a lockdown. God knows how long. It's starting to seem to end, but who knows? But we've been stuck down here, dying for content. And he's offering a free app with a 90-day free trial with free content, starring J-Lo, Idris Elba, all these things he's talking about. And he's saying, well, people don't want it on their phones, they want it on their TVs right now because they're home. What planet? Just take a moment to realize how out of touch Katzenberg is. Guys, you're all on lockdown. I will be watching TV and still be on my phone. I'm on my phone all the damn time. I shouldn't be on my phone as much as I am, but I'm looking up news, I'm looking up stuff, I'm in the bathroom on my phone. Every day I'm on my phone for more than I should be. There are absolutely pockets of the day where if Quibi had something I wanted to watch, I would be on there making time to watch it. For him to blame this whole thing we're going on and why it's failing, oh my God, it infuriates me. It infuriates me. $1.8 billion is why he's trying to make excuses, guys. Let's not forget that. $1.8 billion he wasted on this garbage. And he's blaming, it's because of the lockdown. That's why it didn't work. Sorry, everybody. Because everyone's home and they're supposed to be on the run. They're supposed to be in their cars watching Quibi videos while they're in the elevator to their big breakfast meetings. Blah, 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 blah. Dude, Katzenberg, nice try. You're wrong. Stop. This is idiotic what you're trying to, this spin he's trying to do. No, your site sucks. Your app sucks. No one cares about it. That's why it's failing. There was a free 90-day trial that has been installed. 2.9 million customers. That's terrible. That is terrible. I've had videos that do better than that. And I didn't spend 1.8 billion building content and marketing for it. That is pathetic. That's terrible to download a free app. He says it's 3.5 million. No, I mean, come on. How do you not do that better with the names you attached? He says only 1.3 million are active users, which is awful. That's awful compared to the numbers of what you need to and the amount of money you raise. Embarrassing. And there are YouTubers with better active audiences than this. This is crazy. He expressed disappointment with those numbers. Is this the avalanche of people that we wanted and were going for at launch? No. The answer is no, but it's not what we wanted. It's not even close to what we wanted. Yeah, even Chrissy Teigen's upset. She's off Twitter right now. They're the big star they got, and she's off Twitter because she's being bullied by someone online where it's like, guys, isn't that what she kind of does to people? She calls people out. She's all real. But now she can't handle it. So now she can't even promote it. One of their big stars, she's turned off her Twitter and isn't talking about the show. Anyway, Katzenberg, if you don't know, obviously one-time head of Disney Studios and founder of DreamWorks SKG, was asked if he wished he'd not launched when he did. And he sort of says, yeah, whatever, it is what it is. I don't regret it, but clearly he does. He's trying to play it safe, but clearly didn't happen. But they raised $1.8 billion, him and Meg Whitman, who was a former Hewlett-Packard chief, from Hollywood studios, as well as Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba. They pitched an app designed to match how people consume media today on their phones during slow moments when they commuted or waited in line. Conditions were much different than now. So now they just assume, well, no, they were supposed to watch this on their way to their brunch meeting. And then while they're in the commute in the subway. They're going to be watching quick bites, guys. But now they're not going anywhere. They're stuck at home watching Ozark. So how are we supposed to compete with that? Make it Ozark. That's how you compete with that, Mr. Content Producer, brilliant, supposed to be guy. Make good content that we watch no matter where we are. My belief was that there would be still many in between moments while sheltering in place. There are still those moments, but it's not the same. It's out of sync, is what he's trying to explain. And then people who downloaded it, myself included, were like, well, why can't I watch it on TV? And he's like, well, they weren't going to do this. It was supposed to be a commitment to smartphone-only app. But now they have sort of admitted that they are going to be able to watch movies in chapters like Most Dangerous Game and shows like Crisis Court on TV screens. So they've completely rejuvenating their whole stupid gimmick, which they're realizing, no, users want to watch it on TV. If I pay for an app, a streaming app, you're damn right I want to be able to have at least connected so I can Chromecast it or Apple TV stream it to my other, not only just my TV, but watch it on my computer. Why on earth would you not want it on multiple devices? This is stupid. To only watch it on an iPad or phone. Idiot. He also said it's going to be less walled off from the internet. Users are going to be able to share its content on social media platforms. Previously, they sort of not allowed people to share clips or talk. It's maddening how they thought this was going to get out there. They had a YouTube channel with sort of trailers and that was it. But then they didn't share. People couldn't share clips or talk. Idiotic. There's a whole bunch of the things now that we've seen, the product that we thought we got mostly right, but now when there's hundreds of users, hundreds, notice, hundreds of people using it, you go, uh-oh, we didn't see that. He noticed this reveal, hundreds of people. That's the reality of who's actually using this. I'm sure his audience is probably not much bigger than ours. Mine, other YouTubers, which is depressing that they got $1.8 billion. Ugh. Now, I'll give them this. I will say, as in developing an app and releasing an app like this, you never know what the failures are going to be, and you never have the staff to fully put out all the fires. You got to figure out what you want to do. So that's the only thing I can relate, and I will give him props for, is that sometimes it's hard to know, what you should have been known more for. But the thing they totally realized, which I remember in our first video, we talked about all these dumb EW and BBC News recaps. Stupid. The daily essentials are not that essential. And these are like sort of Telemundo, ESPN, Daily Essentials segments that were sort of like news bits. Stupid. They've realized that. They are not focusing on that anymore. They also are now under hot water because this company Echo accused Quibi of misappropriating trade secrets and infringing on the patent for the technology that allows viewers to shift seamlessly between horizontal and vertical viewing. The activist hedge fund Elliott Major has committed to funding a lawsuit filed by Echo, so that's not good. Also, apparently they had given away some of their customers' emails without their knowledge, which now Katzenberg says as soon as we heard, we fixed it. Lots of problems have been happening. Executives were leaving during its beta phase, and then several key team members left in the recent weeks before it launched. He's saying they're because of difference of opinions on what the strategy would be going forward. Clearly, people saw the writing on the wall. This was a failure. And then they were sort of promoting Quibi as a whole, as they say here, rather than marketing particular shows. Look, the one show I'm curious on is Reno 911. Why wouldn't you advertise this on comedy shows? Comedy Central. Well, now they are, because they're realizing, well, crap, we should be putting this out there to audiences that actually would want to buy this. So they're starting to do that. They're promoting specific shows during, ESPN and their sports show on ESPN, their comedy show on Saturday Night Live. So, duh. That's sort of the answer there. But yeah, so they're going to start spending much less than the $470 million it had planned for marketing its first year, which is not a good sign. Until we are in an environment where we can get our return on investment, we're going to keep our powder dry. So he's basically slowing the roll. He's also says they're going to slow down their shows. It wasn't just that marketing advertising, but they are going to start slowing down which shows come out. And then so they talked about how TikTok and stuff are doing really well. He is now downplaying his estimates. They were hoping for 7 million users and 250 million in subscriber revenue, but that's not happening his first year. They've adjusted it. So here it was. Sorry, Quibi's decided to slow the pace of its new releases, so it will be able to offer fresh content until the start of 2021. Basically, so they can make sure people who had it for a year pay for it for a year and then be done with it. Despite its efforts, he's trying to be optimistic. 80% of Quibi viewers complete the whole episode they're watching. That's, to me, doesn't mean anything. That's a 7-minute retention, not for a show that they've clicked, probably wanting to watch and signed up for. They gave one episode a shot. 7 minutes isn't 90 minutes. It's not an hour. That kind of retention is way more impressive than 7 minutes or 5 minutes. And so he believes people will go back to using their phones in ways that prompted him and his investors to bet on Quibi. When asked about like TikTok and how that's still popular right now, given everything that's going on, he gets steamed. This very fascinating quote. We'll end on here. Comparing TikTok to Quibi, he goes, "That's like comparing apples to submarines. I don't know what people are expecting from us. What did Netflix look like 30 days after it launched? To tell me about a company that has 1 billion users and is doing great in the past 6 weeks. I'm happy for them, but what the hell does that have to do with me?" So clearly the dude's not feeling it. He's feeling pretty bummed about this whole Quibi he's stuck in. But let's all right. So look, I'm bashing. I'm not being very fair. I guess you could say I'm not being fair, but I'm being pretty tough on it. But let's look at Quibi, shall we? All right. So I have a camera here. Is it on? Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that you guys can actually see what's happening here. So I was watching some of these shows. This show with Anna Kendrick's about a love dummy. How do I say that nicely? It's interesting. It's like a sketch. It's explicit. It's not. It's definitely mature. MA. But the production value of it is just, it's not very good. It just doesn't look very good. I'm gonna show you that feature in a second, but it's just all in an apartment. It's like a cheap little. See, it's all in the apartment, and then it's night, and she talks to this doll, and that's the show. That's dummy. Then we have Barkitecture, clever name. That's basically something we did for Verizon Go 90 on YouTube called Superfan Builds, but it's for dogs. They basically make dog houses for celebrities because that's what celebrities need. Fancy, expensive dog houses. Good name though, Barkitecture. But I made that show, Superfan Builds, for On Me channel, and we did it for Go 90, and I'm sure we didn't use all the funds that they gave. Reno 911, all right, so that's back. That makes sense for this. That people, that's the one thing. If you like that show, now you can go watch more episodes of that. And then we just have Most Dangerous Game. I don't even know, but let's just take a look at the quality. And then, don't forget, you have tons of ads. Tons of ads that you can watch either horizontal or vertical. Oh, how nice. So annoying for advertisers and content to have to spit out 2 different versions, because you got to remember those graphics need to be made twice. All right, so so let's watch it the way you should watch content, which is this way. But so this one looks better. It's one of the Hemsworth brothers, but still all very cheap, one location. They're like little mini plays with a couple actors doing a scene. And so look at that. The whole 8 minutes is just literally him standing in a set that they got outside somewhere, and lit it and just did it. And so who knows what the next episode? Do we have the next episode? That's episode 1. Okay, so how do I even go find the next one? Okay, so I watched this episode. Let's say, all right, cool, I did it, and replay episode. I can't watch. Okay, there we go. Now I can watch episode 2. Okay, so let's check out episode 2. All right, so now they got outside the studio. Cool, they're walking around, and all right, so they are. All right, this one looks a little bit better. They walked around a bit, and now they're all in a house. Now, all right, now it's looking all right. I'll give it some props. Now they're releasing some locations. It looks like cinematic television. Sure. The Most Dangerous Game. Okay, and then we go to up next, season 3. How do I? Oh, here we go. More episodes. So, and then look, I have to turn my phone. That's annoying. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of 15. Okay. Let's go to the second to last one so we don't spoil it for anybody who's looking. But here he is. Okay. There's the crop. Because, I'm sure the filmmakers love knowing that you're just zooming in, cropping on their content just because people are lazy and can't turn their phone sideways. It's a good thing to cater to. But they have a side scroller, so I guess that's kind of cool. But here we go. Look how long this phone call is. So look, it's like TV. It's like a short TV. What they made here is they made 7. It's just for CBS, so I'm sure we'll see this as a feature. They'll probably release these as features on CBS All Access or somewhere else because a lot of these rights probably will revert back to other entities. But you got 15 times 10 minutes. What's that? 150 minutes. Am I right? Did I do quick math? So it's longer than it's like about a feature. Some of these are your feature length projects that they cut up with commercial breaks every 6 to 10 minutes is what this is. And so, you're getting shows like this that, do you really care? Do you really want to go see some Hemsworth show? Do you really want to watch? This is like depressing. She's like, wants to kill herself because she was in a plane crash or something. Okay. The production value in this wasn't very good either. I remember when I watched this one, it just, the opening and her, just, the plane stuff just looks very cheap. And some just cheesy effects and B-roll, clip stock footage. And then it's just her, a lot of her just sad, depressing, showering, depressed, and wanting to cut herself. And it's just a heavy, dramatic thing. I understand why she probably wanted to do it, but yeah, be warned, lots of suicidal thoughts and issues. It's just, I guess, raising mental awareness, great, but I just don't want to pay $5 to watch that. So this is the kind of content. You got it Punked with Chance the Rapper. You don't even have Ashton Kutcher back, but there's sort of punk segments. Quibi presents Punked. We got Cup of Joe, which is Joe Jonas traveling the world. So basically they're like, hey, Joe, we'll just pay you to, while you're traveling on your tour, just go tape a Quibi episode every time because he is dating Sophie Turner. So, of course, Sophie Turner's doing a show. So why not get Joe Jonas in on it, too? Yeah, cool. While you're doing this, do this. You'll interview people. And then Chrissy's Court. She can't promote it right now, but that's just a court show. 50 stages. So anyway, they've wisely put all the Prime stuff ahead of TMZ, NBC. Now we get to sort of the dregs. It's like, I don't know, Floored. The Dodo presents All the Feels, just like user-generated clip show. BBC Around the World. Useless Celebrity History. This is all stuff you can find on the internet for free anywhere or on other streaming platforms. Nothing in this is worth $5, $6, whatever the hell it is. Singled Out, guys. Remember that? Well, let's watch Memory Hole, where Will Arnett explores cringeworthy moments from Canadian pop culture. The Daily Chill. I Promise. Oh, that's the LeBron show. Okay, he's changed the icon so it's a documentary about to change the Ohio dropout rates. Okay, so it's him trying to help public schools. Again, it's cool, but too serious for me. The Shape of Pasta. I mean, the Weather Channel. Here's your weather today, guys. Aren't you glad you paid $5 to get the weather? Let's see how this works. So, got to watch an ad before we go get our weather. And I wonder if that happens even if you paid for it. But there you go. You can watch some cropped ads. You can watch them either way that you made.
How about a picturesque view with a side of pollen? A different kind of weather wow on this Tuesday. We're talking about Lake Geneva in Switzerland. So high pollen levels made a murky mess of water, giving it a yucky and yet beautiful yellow hue. But you definitely want to think twice before taking a dip. Welcome to Weather Today, everybody. I'm meteorologist Jordan Steele. Let's get you to our top
Jordan
story.
Steele.
The Northeast goes from snowy.
Look at this. They had to export 2 different versions of this. Sorry, my audio's back as I'm trying to let you hear it.
How with the science. Plus, we're talking about dangerous dust storms. What you need to know if you ever get caught in one.
So they're just hoping that they're a destination for people who literally are on the crapper and that don't know how to use the internet. So they're like, if you don't know how to use the internet and you want to come here, we'll show you like the best of the internet in little quick bites. So you don't have to surf the internet. You can pay us to surf the internet for you and curate it for you with over-stylized, overly expensive content. Great, cool, just what I wanted. To learn the weather today. I didn't even tell me what the weather is today, for the record. When we got, let's check out, let's see what's fresh today on Rotten Tomatoes. I wonder if these are like today's news.
Fresh Daily. Kimmy Schmidt isn't just on cool. She's interactive too. We'll tell you all about her unusual new Netflix special.
And if you love Pretty Woman,
What?
Princess Diaries, or even Happy Days, we've got an ABC special that you got.
God, I wish I could pay for Black Nerd and Maude Garrett because I can't see them online anywhere else.
I'm actually going to go with Capone on VOD because it looks like Tom Hardy's.
Wow, guys, this is basically. I guess I could have gotten paid a fortune. Oh, my phone just died because I did it with no whatever. I could have watched. I have a charger too. I could have watched. You guys could watching me on Quibi is basically the lesson we're learning here. Look. I think you get the idea. What was the point of this? Why would anyone sign up for this? Pay for this is beyond me. And for Jeffrey Katzenberg to blame it on lockdown and say that's why people aren't watching that's just not right. That's just not right. This guy got $1.8 billion to make a new streaming service and fund new content. He's in charge of funding that content, getting those producers on board, making sure the content is strong. Oh my God, I would kill to have $1.8 billion to make a platform with content. I would kill for it. That would be so exciting. And this is what we got. This is the $1.8 billion app. What? Like, who is it for? Who is this for? People walking around in between standing in line? Like, what are you talking about? That's what YouTube is. I can go watch short videos on YouTube all the time, or Facebook, or Instagram, or TikTok. There's plenty of places to see short form content. Saturday Night Live, NBC late night clips. I'd rather watch Stephen Colbert's monologue on YouTube during my downtime than watch your over-stylized host stealing those clips and giving us late night last night thanks to EW, which is just literally some annoying host pulling the best clips from late night. Katzenberg, this is offensive. This is not because of the Bud Light. Nice try. You can't blame the pandemic for your failure here. This is your failure. Take the L. And the fact that you're like still saying, well, we're going to slow down content and marketing right now because, people are home. They're not watching quick. They don't want to watch stuff on their phones right now. What are you talking about? When people gut out, I'm going to stop watching content. I can't wait to get out and do things. It's going to be once we're allowed to get out, dude, you're going to be in worse shape because people are going to be streamed out. They're not going to want to go to Quibi to catch up. They're going to want to watch real content again when they want to watch content or go to theaters. They're not going to want to be stuck on their phones watching your dumb internet content that you're trying to market as cinematic. This stuff already exists. That's why you're failing. It's not good enough. You overpaid for it. The celebrity's good on you for getting a quick paycheck. I can't knock you. You got paid. I'm sure Katzenberg is going to get paid. A lot of these people are going to get paid. That's what's frustrating. $1.8 billion flushed down a toilet for us to get stupid internet content that we could have gotten anywhere. They could have gotten brands and made Reno 911 an exclusive for a channel brought to you by Bounty or whatever. Brought to you by Windex, and they would have probably paid the production costs to bring back Reno 911, and then they would have had it for free on a cool chat that we all could have watched and saw, well, was this worth bringing back? But no, they're putting it behind a dumb paywall without anything else that's really worthy, and they wasted all this money. It's stupid, didn't work, admit it's a failure. How long should they keep pretending this act? Like, stretch out these dumb shows? They're not even going to market them? Like, when do you announce, okay, it didn't work? At the same time, Katzenberg has a fair point of like, look, stuff like this doesn't always work right away. I get it, but I don't know. I would argue even Screen Junkies Plus had a more dedicated followers to it that were there no matter what, even amongst its failures, because there was a specific audience we were going for, and they liked us, and they were relying on us. And they wanted to support us. No one wants to go support Chrissy Teigen, give her $5 for a dumb show she did. Now, if she was doing the app and it was the Chrissy Teigen app, that'd be a different thing, right? Who is it for? Who is Quibi for? It's so unclear to me, and that's where their downfall is. They didn't really make it. It's not content for everybody because you need way more money. That's not going to be profitable for 2 years, and you got to know that. And you got to go in with way bigger shows like The Mandalorian did for Disney Plus, or a library that Disney Plus had. Netflix wasn't Netflix when it first came out, is what's unfair also. They were a disc sharing site, and it was pretty successful when it came out. I had it. I was getting those discs mailed to me. That's how Netflix started, and then they shifted to streaming. and then they didn't have a lot of content, but they had some licensing to libraries, and you could still see movies there, and that's what Netflix was. So to compare his quote where he's comparing, well, what about Netflix when start? They were doing better than you are because you knew who their audience was. They had a successful model. They were trying to adapt into a more important model that no one else had been doing yet. Meanwhile, TikTok, other apps, they've already been doing this, Katzenberg. Verizon Go 90 did this and failed. The only thing you've added is they're shorter videos and they can turn either way. But this whole turning, stupid. It's stupid. Everybody, stop watching content like this. Just watch the content so it fits the screen and makes the filmmaker and the editor not have to pump out 2 different versions. So freaking annoying. Why do we do that? All right, that's my rant for today on Quibi. I've talked for almost a half hour. What do you guys think? I got more tech stuff like this in me if you want it, so tell me down below. Do you want me to do a video about sort of Screen Junkies Plus? Should I do it? Do you guys care enough? Tell me down below. I'll give you all the thoughts I can. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate your support. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you later. We're also live on Tuesdays, Thursdays, 9 p.m., so come back, catch us live, join our Discord. All those links will be down below. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.